and welcome. I am a witch of tales, and this shall be a place where you'll be met with intuitive storytelling rather than the ultimate truth. I'm not even sure if you can find that anywhere. One of the first things I felt I had to perfect was my speech, expression, communication. It felt almost too much to begin with. Every word carried a lot of weight. So I wait, hoping that I would find the right time. By then, I would have crafted all I want to say. When I serve that, it will be taken as it is, nothing more, nothing less. Little did I know that was merely pushing my limits to meet expectations that are just that. Not the truth, not the right way of doing something, just the preferred method. Silence, which was once a comfort, became something that I felt anxious to fill. For a period of my life, all I did was chase that ounce of peace and sound when I had been completely content in silence before. As I return to this part of me, I am allowing myself to simply be. I don't always have the perfect thing to say at the perfect time. I don't have to craft my words in a way that would be easier to digest. I'm attempting to step away from perfecting that because it wasn't just perfecting my words, it was a prison sentence for my whole being. My flow of energy became stagnant, muddy. Now I give myself the space to be a person who's not a machine that can give 100% of their effort at all times. AI is merely another tool to pressure us into thinking that there's always something else other than us that can save us from our chaotic nature. AI is just a fantasy of control, believing that somehow it will be the thing that shows us that we have the power. Yeah, maybe there's so many unknown things in this world and we have no clue why anything cruel exists, but at least we have AI to create something that is flawless. Flawless is being very is being used very loosely here. Um, and it kind of just, I don't know, it takes away from the process of creation. And because I'm sure many artists have had this where they've started something and they've had a different image in their mind than what the results were. And it's very hard for us to accept what we've gotten because it's not what we want. But I find that process very beautiful where I begin a journey thinking one thing and end it with something I would have never expected. But AI, you just tell it to create something and it simply does that. I'm not even sure if it's considered creating because it's just recreating things that are already created by us. Um, it's a I guess it feels tiring because I was already kind of a bit insecure about sharing my art because I was like, oh, I'm not artist enough. I don't even know if that quite makes sense. Um, for my work to be seen, that I have to be like, I've had years of experience before I can even begin to showcase my work. Um, and then AI came along and I was like, oh, right. Well, now I'm doomed. I don't know what to do. But actually, that was the thing that I needed to get out of that stagnant energy of wanting to know every single step before I begin. Wanting to having a goal, but having that goal be something that you can only reach once you've done this and that and that and that and that and an endless list that, oh my god, it's so tiring. Jesus Christ. Why can't I just share my work? Just share it. It just allowed me to not care anymore. And I think that, yeah, it is scary how AI is kind of getting more and more harder to know the difference between what is and what isn't AI. Um, but I believe that we are able to find a way around it. And it's almost like we'll have to shed a bunch of like societal layers uh, and be even more authentic than we were before. Feel like we'll embrace our human essence, and just, I guess, maybe be more free with the way we create. It doesn't matter if I'm freestyling this right now and feeling a bit self-conscious about it, because usually I take my time writing scripts, and once I write that script I write four other scripts for it just in case, and it's tiring because I don't I don't post as much. I really want to, but then I have like 8 other videos that I'm scripting right now, and I want to give myself the space to just create with no rules, no fear of it not being good enough, because the simple act of expression is enough. And, you know, uh, AI is merely just kind of a smaller symbol of a bigger pattern that we have of our fear of the unknown. You know, to me, it just feels like we're racing death, and um, somehow, if we kind of kill ourselves off before nature does it, then we somehow got won over nature and we're actually superior, when really we're not. We really are not. I know we like to believe that we're like above animals, but we have a lot of animalistic fuck, whatever the word is, insert it here. Um, yeah, and I have this very, I guess, I didn't think it was a naive hope, till I interacted with other people who didn't quite see the world how I saw it, which is that what we have now is merely one man's idea of how the world should be. There is genuinely infinite possibilities for us to be as a society, and somehow you want me to believe that we evolved into this chaos, yet we can't evolve out of it. Yeah, right, right. Sure, that totally makes sense. Totally. To me, it's absolute bullshit, but I guess um, we can entertain that idea a little bit. Okay. No, I'm blanking. I don't know how to entertain that idea. Um, I'm not that scared of AI anymore. Um, because AI is programmed to be one way, but we're complicated beings. And I think how we are now is not our truest form. And I don't think that it's not a part of us, but I think there's just so many other unexplored parts of us within us that are being boxed away and ordered simply so society can digest it better. Um, I think we're in a limbo state, kind of the in between. We either give up the fight and believe that the choice of change is too risky to take. The unknown is something that we fear. AI is, again, Such a big symbol for wanting control, wanting things to be organized and put in order that leaves so little room for chance to play its game. Or we keep fighting, and I believe we will. We have the strength to do so. Oddly, I'm excited to see where AI will take us, in the sense that as we rebel against it and the whole concept it conveys, we will connect more to ourselves and others. Communities will be rebuilt in the ways where life is sustainable. We have used capitalism to have an even crueler game of survival of the fittest, to be twisted into survival of the richest. But it's not the only way. And they love to ask you, then what should we do? As if we have to figure out everything before we move towards a better life. We don't need to know exactly where we're going, where change will take us. That is the risk that we have to take, and I think it is more risky for us to stay stuck in our ways. Because then, we are definitely doomed. I have much else to say, but I will leave it where it is. My name is Lilith, and thank you for listening in.